extra. Ben, take us a little deeper down the rabbit hole with Innovate.
I can't believe that he referenced Kim Jong-un as an inspiration. I mean, that's just crazy, isn't it? Anyway, the global energy transition, the grand transition rumbles on. The public-private marketplace touched down in London last week for Innovation Zero World Congress. Let's see some highlights from day one.
We're here at a conference called Innovation Zero. We need all of us as a community of business leaders, but also government leaders, have the courage to stay the course. That's why this conference is so important, bringing us together.
I think we should speak openly and candidly with people about what it'll take to enable energy bills to fall whilst we do the right thing for the planet.
Making electricity cheap is so vital because 60% of our emissions reduction over the next decade is going to come from building cheap electricity.
Well, I think this event is fantastic. I mean, just the scale of it was absolutely packed.
It's vital that we have the investment in a low-carbon economy that will deliver renewable energy and the growth in the net zero economy.
Well, clean power is one of the most important things that we're doing to support the UK economy right now because it's about investment.
If we get that right, this is one of the greatest business opportunities of our lifetime.
There you have it. The greatest business opportunity of our lifetime. I'm not even going to tell you what they want, because you know what they want. They want to completely remodel the whole system, move us over to these new untested technologies that don't work and are frankly completely unnecessary. Who's delivering the message? Well, it's the usual suspects. So Sandrine Dixon de Clèves, she's a really nasty piece of work, this woman. I've listened to a lot of what she has to say. I just took this screen grab, just without trying to picture her in any particular way, but actually I think it sums her up quite nicely. She is apparently the author and executive chair of something called Earth for All, but also importantly, they missed this bit out, she's president of the Club of Rome. Right? And she was the first person in their video. So I think that tells you a lot about what the priorities are and who's ultimately calling the shots. Who else have we got in the frame? Greg Jackson, CEO of Octopus Energy, basically the selected champion of net zero. And for me, this he's a front man. You actually listen to what he's talking about. Anytime that he speaks, imagine that he's just delivering a script and that he doesn't actually understand what he's saying. And I think you'll get a real insight into what this guy's about. He's essentially a front man for global capital and in particular some of the big technology plays that are happening further up the chain inside Octopus Group. Kraken in particular, I think you need to go and have a look at. It's basically a global control system for the whole of international energy infrastructure, and he's basically just the front man to help it usher this whole thing through. Who else was there? Emma Pinchbeck, new CEO of the Climate Change Committee. I've got to say, it's remarkable she actually made it to the event. Apparently, by her own admission, she has trouble getting out of bed in the morning, and I'll just leave that there. Who else? Lord Adair Turner, the chairman of the FSA during the 2008 financial crisis. So he's actually personally responsible for all of those bankers that went to prison after the great crash in 2008. Oh, sorry, no bankers went to prison, did they? So he oversaw that. He's also a member of the G30, who is the group that oversee the Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central bankers. And he actually describes himself as a technocrat. That's how he talks about himself and what he does. And then finally, this little squeaker, this is Chris Stark, who's a head of mission for clean power, another unelected technocrat. And I will just say to Mr. Stark, although we're going to be bringing you back in because you're quite important, we'll talk about you a lot over the coming months, Mr. Stark, but I will just say for now, what happens in Edinburgh stays in Edinburgh, doesn't it, Mr. Stark? Or I'm sure you will certainly help. I hope so anyway. So that's the central command and control function. The whole thing's being ushered in by these clowns. So these are the ones doing the dirty work down in the trenches. So you've got from the left, Andy Burnham, Mayor of Greater Manchester, Steve Rotherham, Mayor of the Liverpool City region, Mehdi Koban, Deputy Mayor for Energy and the Environment in London, Sadiq Khan's best mate, founder of My Life, My Say, an Obama leader, basically a Rothschild puppet. And these three are being babysat there by Auntie, you can see, which is Emma Howard Boyd, CBE, who's also wearing a dandelion badge. And we've spoken about dandelions a lot previously. And she is pulling the strings there with those three. The Metro mayors are there doing what they're told by the dandelions. And that just gives us a sense of how this whole thing's being orchestrated, and also a sense of, I think, how we can push back against it. Because as Simon Steele, the top guy for climate change at the UN, told us the other day, local governments are absolutely crucial in driving climate action. If it doesn't happen at a local level, it doesn't happen anywhere. So this is where the fight is to put a stop to this whole thing.
Okay, Ben, thank you very much. We're going to continue in a forthcoming news editions to dig into this morass of policymakers because we have to get the lid off it to stop it. Diane, where does that take us with yourself?